Parasociality exists alongside of, between, beside, adjacent, next to, above, over, across, extending sociality. It exists as all of these things in relation to sociality and society. Parasociality can be deemed as a negative if your focus is to maintain the existing and pre-existing institutions of power rather than letting this kind of forest ecosystem churn through new ideas, right? In a forest, old trees die and clear out and new room emerges for new undergrowth, for new old trees to emerge, for new baby trees, baby growth to rise up as sunlight and new nutrients and chaos shakes up the landscape. Parasociality could be deemed as antisocial or asocial because institutions tend to like it when you remain institutionalized rather than becoming liberationalized or pluralized or re-incentivized. But these plurs are capable of getting much done for better or for worse. We can think of many plurs throughout history that have done both very good things and very bad things. Some modern examples of this, while minor, could include various content creators inspiring other individuals to do various things. Some examples of this that I had come to mind were Destiny, Vosh, Hassan, that kind of neo-leftist, electoral leftist, maybe we could call them. They encourage their viewers and their communities to go out and door knock, to be an active participant in electoral politics. I've actually participated in one of these on behalf of a friend of mine who asked me to, who was more integrated into these communities. But my point is, these content creators have had a real world impact through their attention, through their power. Another example that I could give is meta-focused creators like J.Reg, who I would say are steeped in this kind of idea of virtualism, even if not in name. I've actually gleaned so many useful insights from J.Reg over the years, and he encourages Plur members to go out and become active politically, often leaving his specific request vague for whatever reasons that may be. He also encourages the Plur to find their own geographically based artist Plurs, or art-based Plurs, or other local collectives or communities that can learn to coexist and be stronger than any individual thing, right? Be stronger than any individual. Although a lot of his art focused in like go find an art community stuff is more of his Greg Guevara channel, not his J.Reg channel. His J.Reg channel is more politics stuff. But anyways, that's the point. And then another example of this would be creators like Hazaldine and the Midwestern Marks team, or just the ACP individuals. They encourage their plurs, their creator plurs, to integrate within ACP, which is a dedicated plur focused on the idea of extending the communist plur, which exists internationally, very many different flavors and sects. ACP is a dedicated plur on the extension of that communist plur in America based on American conditions. So this is just another example that I had. And these are only some of the more left creators. If we really want to get into it, the right-wing media ecosystem is actually a great example of this. Because if we think about how this right-wing ecosystem started, it started because these people were pushed out of the institutionalized media platforms. They were pushed off of YouTube and Twitch and the mainstream media. They were only on these platforms as derivatives, as people being engaged with, as outsiders perhaps. So they ended up building their own ecosystems. They built their own plurs, they built their own institutions that have now usurped the old ones, right? The old tree has fallen and the new trees are coming in. Which one will dominate the landscape is the question everybody's asking, but the fact of the matter is new plurs are fighting for dominance now. This is further exemplified, if I may, by the transition period during the second presidential transition between one Mr. Brandon and one Mr. Donald Trump.